clickbait. And it kills me. It kills me how upset people get in the comment section about what they refer to as clickbait. They don't pay attention, apparently, to punctuation, question marks, exclamation points, periods, commas. You really get to see how grammatically incompetent people are in the comment section, because a lot of times my titles are not statement of facts, they're questions, okay? And so I did title this one, "Why is a Glock Not Accurate?" I will explain what I mean by that here in just a second. I decided to do this after the Glock 19 and the P10C comparison video that got a lot of attention from people. But before we get started, as always, just want to extend an invitation for you to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. It's surprising to me that some people don't know what that means. I've had several people reach out to me in the comment section, which I really appreciate. It's the best part of my day, and certainly the longest conversation that I will have in the comment section, because this is my ministry. It's what I consider it. And that hasn't always been the case. Something I started doing about 6-8 months ago. But if you don't know Jesus Christ as your Savior, if you don't know for sure that you're going to go to heaven if you were to pass on and your soul was required of you today, please take care of that. Ask me how you can know. Reach out to me at gsquaredtactical@gmail.com. Be more than happy to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Okay, so what do I mean by why is a Glock not accurate? I have my Glock 45 Koa here, which is a gun I've been carrying a lot. I don't carry it with this 21 round P mag on my side. I carry it with the mag that it came with. However, I've been carrying this in the Jeep, the truck, whatever. So I did put the extended mag in there, so 22 rounds to stay in the fight longer should the fight come at me, right? And so this gun, now, when I did the Glock 19, some Glocks have the hump that everybody knows about. It already has the weird angle, but for some reason or another, the 45, the 19, the Gen 3 and 4, Glock 17 with the finger grooves, I do okay with those. Don't really seem to have issues with those guns, and it is accurate. It is accurate, and let me tell you what I mean by, or explain the title, should I say. So when I have a red dot, say even on a Glock that I don't like maybe a Glock 19, and I have a red dot on it, okay, if I get that red dot on, okay, obviously adjusting for my poor shot with the Glock, okay, with the way it holds for me, and adjusting that out of it with the red dot, once I get it on, it hits the spot every single time, okay? If a gun was inaccurate, okay, and you zeroed your dot, you got 2 shots, boom, boom, right where you were aiming, okay? You set it on a bag, pointed it right at it, put it in a vise, whatever the case might be, and you pointed the dot at that same spot and it hit to the left, right, up, or down, okay, maybe you could say the gun might not be accurate if you know your dot is still on, right? But when you get a dot on and you go to shooting and it hits the same spot every single time, yeah, sure, you got it dialed in with the red dot, but if the gun itself was not accurate, if there's something off with the gun itself, it wouldn't matter about the red dot, it would be hitting all over the place. So the gun is accurate. In fact, I have owned very few guns in my life that I could not train to be accurate with, other than maybe a high point, and I'm not saying that as a jab or joke or anything like that. It was mostly reliable, but it's just a silly gun to me. I know that's going to piss some people off in the comment section. Anytime you take a jab at a low price gun, people tend to get more upset than usual, right? But that's just the truth for me. It was the most inaccurate gun I've ever owned in my life. And I had a Ruger. I can't remember if it was a Security 380. I don't remember which one it was, but I could get that thing dialed in, and even with the red dot, resting it on a bag, it just wasn't. So I don't know what. Maybe something was off with the one that I had, but most guns are accurate, okay. And I made a comment in the video comparing the 19 with the CZ P10 about how that I wasn't accurate with the the Glock platform other than the 45 and the 19X. And most people were, cordial about everything, but obviously there were people that were saying, that gun is accurate, you just can't shoot. I clearly and most plainly said in the video that I can't shoot that well with most Glocks other than the 45, the 19X, etc., right? I clearly stated that, okay? Can I train enough? Put a red dot maybe? Maybe if it's just straight up irons. Can I train enough with the Glock that I could be accurate with it? Yes, but it wouldn't be natural to me because it just doesn't hold well for me, the 19, etc., right? So I would train myself out of that, but then I shoot so many guns every time I would bring that Glock back out, or if I needed it in a defensive situation, it would be like I was a virgin to shooting a Glock all over again. It's just not something I'm prepared to train or get used to. I'm going to carry what fits me. The 45 fits me. I love this 45 Koa. Didn't know that I needed it until it was on the market and I had it. And I really do like this gun a lot, okay? And again, like I said, most guns that I have ever owned, whether I like the brand or not, have been accurate. So what conclusion then are we left to come to? Well, different guns, all guns in my opinion, other than the two that I mentioned for me personally, have been accurate in the right shooter's hands, okay? That's just the way it is. If I tell you that I'm not accurate with a Glock 19, it's not that the Glock is bad. It's not that in general I'm saying that the Glock is inaccurate. It's my opinion. It's inaccurate for me, okay? Don't tell me to go train with a gun. There's no sense in that, right? When there's guns out there on the market that fit me better and that I can go get, or if I couldn't, I could trade my Glock in for, I'm going to get what I shoot best with. I'm not knocking the Glock. Super, super reliable. Very outfittable with aftermarket parts and things like that. Totally a great platform. Very reliable. Perfection according to them. So, I mean, if they changed anything, they would almost be admitting that they had not reached perfection. I don't know how to answer that question for a lot of people that says they don't innovate, okay? Most every single gun that I have had, I've been able to stand here and train with that gun until I could hit right where I was aiming every single time. I personally believe that all guns are accurate, just some are more easily accurate than others, okay? When I hand the majority of people, when I hand my wife, one of my daughters, folks that rarely shoot guns, when I hand them a CZ, almost every single time they end up going out and purchasing a CZ. They claim they have became a CZ guy or girl, right? Why is that? Well, because for some reason, I don't know, in a lot of cases, maybe not in the P10C or the C lineup because it doesn't have that low bore axis like does the P09, P07, etc., right? When I hand them those guns, they shoot so naturally accurate with it, okay? It comes easy. So it's almost as though it makes them the competition shooter that they are not, okay? And that can be said about several gun brands that I own, that is just naturally accurate for them. So that's why they want to go out and purchase that gun, okay? Maybe they've shot a gun before, a Glock, and it's just like it is when I shoot a Glock. They shoot low, maybe not left. Maybe they have good discipline when it comes to the trigger and how to shoot, but they're shooting low like I do because the angle and the grip just does not fit them. And that there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make them a shield. It doesn't make them an idiot. Doesn't make them a inexperienced shooter. It doesn't mean any of those things. It simply means it's not a good fit for them. And that's why there are so many on the market. That's why Glock in their Gen 4 started to put the back straps on there. All of those types of things because they understand that it's not a good fit for everyone, okay? I'm not saying that a Glock's not accurate. A Glock's accurate. I have a Stoger back here that I'm going to review here in a second. Stoger is accurate. SAR, all of those guns have been crazy. Springfield, all of those have been accurate for me. I hate doing, and I don't know why people ask me to do accuracy tests, because all guns are for the most part accurate in different people's hands, okay? And listen, if you went out and you bought the gun and it's the only gun you can afford, you can't get another one. You got your Glock, you got your Stoger, you got whatever, and it's just not naturally something that you shoot accurately with. Well, then you ain't gonna have any choice but to shoot that gun a lot until you learn that thing and work or train around your incompetency when it comes to shooting that gun. You're just gonna have to. You don't have a choice, right? It's the only gun you have. But in most people's cases, that's not the case at all. So get what is most accurate for you. If a Glock is most accurate for you, if it fits you well, buy the Glock. I don't care if it's a 19, 32, 17, 14, 43, 43X. I don't think they got a 14, but you get what I'm saying. Buy and shoot what you shoot the best with. For me, is the CZ P10C more accurate than the Glock? Not going to say that at all. I think it's more naturally accurate, and it's certainly more accurate for me. That is me. That is my opinion. Do I think that one is more accurate than the other? No. Naturally accurate. If you set it in a vise and took the person out of the equation, is one of them more accurate than the other? No, I don't believe so. I believe they're both just as accurate, but people shoot different guns differently, and they hold them differently, and they're more naturally accurate for a certain person. So buy the gun that works for you, that is most accurate for you. If that's a Glock, buy the Glock. If that's a CZ, Ruger, whatever it is, most guns are accurate in the right hands. And that's the moral of the story. So it wasn't clickbait, but I did need for you to click on the video. If you enjoyed the video, let the video play out. Watching it for its entirety, or in its entirety, is how that you can support me, support your favorite YouTube channel without doing so monetarily. So watch the video, watch the entire video. Consider going over, supporting Amanda and I on Patreon. $5, $10 a month. I upload all the videos over there as well. If you don't like the YouTube platform, also on Rumble, you can go to our website at gsquaredtactical.com. You can pick up some merchandise. You can also donate directly through there, hitting on the 3 lines in the corner and clicking on support the channel. You can donate straight through the website. All of it will go back into purchasing ammunition, targets, things of that nature for the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Start a discussion. Let's talk about it. If you agree, don't agree, whatever, I don't care. That's why I do these types of videos. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, on this beautiful day that the Lord has made, to God only be the glory.